Hi, I'm Chuck Gibson. This is Loveland Beacon Talks, special sports edition. Today our featured guest is Coach Scott Carr from the Loveland Little League 13U All-Stars, now competing in the Little League State Championship for Ohio. And Scott joins us along with today's star of the game player. So it is my pleasure again to welcome Coach Scott Carr from the Loveland Little League All-Stars. So welcome, Coach Scott Carr, and welcome also your, star of the game today, Brady, Pokey, Krause, and I guess Brady Carr is sitting along with you. If he wants to chime in while we're talking, that would be great. But exciting news from Ashtabula. So tell us what happened this morning with the Loveland Little League 13U team.
Well, Chuck, thanks for having us. An exciting day of baseball for the Loveland 13U All-Stars. And I'm glad that you're going to have the opportunity to talk to the star of the game for Loveland, and that was Brady Pokey Krause, who, as I shared with you last week, he's the vocal leader on this team. When he speaks, everyone listens. And when I announced to the team last night that he was going to be our starting pitcher, there was an incredibly positive reaction from his teammates, and he absolutely delivered today for Loveland.
Outstanding. Well, tell me a little bit. So, first off, when we last spoke, Coach, we didn't know who your opponent would be this morning on July 8th. So who did you play this morning?
We played the Struthers Little League All-Stars out of the Youngstown area. Okay. They've been hit with some weather in Northeast Ohio. They didn't complete their championship game until, midweek. And they did a really good job in their tournament. I tip my cap to that team. It's the very first district championship in Struthers for any age group ever. So there was a lot of excitement for the team from Struthers that we played today. Their fan club was quite impressive, and a very good and well-coached baseball team. So it was the Struthers Little League was our opponent this morning.
Outstanding. So, of course, I've been getting this conversation going with you and Pokey, and we're burying the lead because we said it was good news from Ashtabula. So the Loveland 13U went to Ashtabula, played Struthers, and the final score today.
Go ahead, Pokey, and tell Mr. Chuck.
9-0.
9-0. Pokey, for you, getting the start today, first off, what did that mean to you to hear that announcement that you were going to be the starting pitcher today?
To, set the tone for the tournament and get off to a good start.
And it sounds like you did with a 9-0 win. So tell me just, for you, how did the day go? How many innings did you pitch? And how'd you get guys out?
I went 6 in the third, and my goal was to try to pitch to contact and hit weak fly balls and weak ground balls, and the defense played pretty good for me and got the outs when we needed it.
Outstanding. Well, I'm gonna go back to Coach Carr for a minute because we're gonna get back to you and let you talk a little bit about the offensive side of your game as well. I'm sure you did some things with the bat today, Pokey, and so we're gonna get back to that. But Coach Carr, you did such a great job last week. So why don't you break down the game for me? From the coach's aspect for our listeners.
Sure. Another tight baseball game through 5 innings. Through 5, it was 3-0 Loveland. They had a really nice pitching staff over at Struthers, and their starting pitcher wasn't the fastest pitcher we'd faced all season, but he had some nice movement on his fastball that kept our guys off balance. He pitched a heck of a game, and like I said, 3-0 through 5, you certainly are hoping for a little bit more runs, especially the way we hit the ball in the district. Our guys were a little off balance. We started our scoring by Brady Carr drawing a walk, bases loaded walk in the second inning. Scored our first run for us. Didn't score another run until the fourth, scored another run in the 5th, and then in the 6th inning, as their pitcher started to tire and they had to make some adjustments and bring some other pitchers in, we were able to manufacture some runs with some key hits. Probably the biggest hit in the ball game for us came from Charlie Rigby. With 2 runners on, he hit a double. That put us up 5-0, and at that point, the way that Pokey was throwing, I think the team and the coaching staff especially felt really comfortable with a 5-run lead going into the late innings of the game. Pokey, to his testament, as he said, we asked Pokey and all of our pitchers, trust your defense, and he did that today, but I think he was a little modest, Chuck. He got 9 strikeouts on the mound today, only walked 2. He reached his Little League pitch limit in the 7th inning, and that's when we had to go grab him off the mound to a standing ovation from a huge crowd that traveled from Loveland. When I looked into the stands today, it was grandparents, aunts, and uncles, extended family that made the 4.5-hour drive to cheer these kids on. We turned the ball over to Grayson Wagner, who finished the game out with 2 strikeouts to finish the game. We were able to plate a few more runs at the end to make it a comfortable 9-0 victory.
Sounds fantastic. And Pokey, I appreciate the humility, but man, 9 strikeouts. How'd that feel for you?
Great, honestly.
Without a doubt. So what was your, do you have a pitch that you would say, hey, when you get to the 2-strike spot on a hitter, do you have a pitch you're like, okay, that's the one that I can strike him out with, or do you just kind of stick with your rhythm and routine?
Well, when there's 2 strikes, I like to mix it up so then they're guessing. But mostly I just went with the curveball. It was catching them off balance, and they just kind of couldn't hit it. But when they were hitting it, they were weak pop flies or ground balls, and the defense did the job.
Well, and you know what, and I appreciate, when we talked a minute ago, as you were breaking it down, and you gave credit to your defense, and that always says a lot to me about a pitcher, especially, as you said, you like to pitch to contact, so you're saying when you get the ball, you're trusting your defense right from the first pitch on through.
Yeah.
And I guess they didn't let you down. Any plays during the game stand out for you? Anything that, maybe one of your fielders made a play that you thought, man, that was a nice one, or what do you say?
There was a play where I think there might have been 2 outs, and it was a pop fly to BC, Brady, and he made the play in right field. I think that ended the inning, but I'm not sure. And then, there was a double play too, thanks BC. There was a runner on third, 1 out. I think there's also a runner on first, and I pitched it, and he hit a line drive, and our third baseman, Matt Hamilton, caught it and stepped on third, and we got the inning over there.
Wow, those are some of my favorite double plays, when you get that line shot and you can just step on the bag, catch the runner off.
Yeah.
Of course, as a base runner, I never like that.
Yeah. I think that happened to us today also.
Oops. Well, we don't want to talk about that. Well, hey, I know Brady Carr is sitting nearby. So, hey, Brady, what do you recall that fly pop-up or that fly-out catch that ended the inning early in the game? Or
yeah, it felt really good to catch that.
It's always nice to make the grab, huh? So what, from a fielder backing up Pokey while he's throwing those first 6+ innings, what was your view of the game today?
It was well controlled by Pokey. He just ran through all the batters and he did good.
Yeah. So, and then and obviously you helped get things started offensively, drawing that walk back in the 2nd inning and eventually scoring the first run of the game.
Yeah.
That's got to be a nice moment when you get to this level of the competition and going for the state part of this. What's that feel like to cross the plate with that first run of the game?
Relaxing, because then we know we have the lead and kind of more control than them.
Yeah. Any plays or any at bats in the game for you or your teammates, that stand out? Obviously for you that making that catch and crossing the plate with the game's first run. But anything else stand out for you during the game?
Charlie Rigby's double. Coach talked about that earlier, but that was momentum changing hit.
For sure. I mean, yeah, when you go from 3-0, 5-0, that's the, like they like to say, now it's out of Grand Slam reach. You got that extra run. So, well, it sounds like it was a great day for you guys. I want to wish all of you, starting with you, Brady, Pokey, Krause, on a really job well done on the hill today. And for you, Brady, Carr, helping to get the scoring started, and for all your teammates, congratulations and good luck. I guess what's up? I guess the next game is tomorrow on Sunday, the 9th of July.
That is correct, Chuck. So we will play the winner. So a game is currently going on right now between Cuyahoga Falls and Ashtabula County. The winner of that game will play Ironton. Based on what we've seen today, but you always play the game. I would say that Ironton may be the favorite in this tournament just based on the history and the state experience that their players have. That was, as a coach today, one of my concerns. This was all new for Loveland. We haven't had a team in a state championship in over 5 years. First inning, there were certainly some nerves, but the kids calmed down, and now they are just absolutely ready to play. So I would expect to see Ironton in the next round, but crazier things could happen. And that game will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning here in Ashtabula.
Outstanding. Well, we are, whoever we are back here in Loveland and around the greater Loveland area here in Cincinnati, I'll speak for everyone. We are rooting for you guys to keep the winning ways, and whether it's Ironton or Cuyahoga, whoever it is, just keep doing what you're doing, and it sounds like we'll see what happens, and you guys you have as good a shot as anybody right now, for sure.
For sure, Chuck, absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for the coverage of supporting these guys. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm gonna, if I could use this opportunity to thank Matt Kapsakavich. He's the past president of Loveland Youth Baseball Organization. He had a viewing party in Loveland today where he brought neighbors in and watched the game on Game Changer, and he has already sent me 5 text messages. He might be the most excited baseball fan in all of Loveland, and that just shows and tells everyone just what being a part of Loveland Youth Baseball Organization means, whether you're on a board or you're the president or you don't have any kids playing anymore. In Matt's case, it means a lot. And so your words and Matt's actions and all the messages that these boys have been getting, it certainly means a lot to us. So thank you.
Well, listen, I appreciate that, and especially the shout-out to Matt. Congratulations to him, and, obviously he's helped build a successful program and help put you guys where you are. Now,
Absolutely.
Fill me in again. So he had the viewing party, so anybody back here that's interested, at 11 o'clock Sunday, July 9th, right? Now, I'm not saying go to Matt's house, but what is that? What's that app, or what's the live streaming, or...
Yeah, the app is called Game Changer.
Okay.
And you can download the app, and you can look up Loveland 13U All-Stars. And Stephanie Hooby, who's Braden Hooby's mom, she tracks the entire game. She's got an iPhone that will show a video of the game, and then she inputs all of the statistics in a play-by-play fashion on this app, and those that can't make it up to Ashtabula have got an opportunity to watch via the Game Changer app our game tomorrow.
That is so cool. So, well, again, going to wish you the best of luck. And Coach, anything you want to add? Obviously, Pokey Krause's performance on the hill. Quick for you. Tell us anything you want to add stood out for you on the game and for your team today.
It started with Pokey and it ended with Pokey. He led the team through his actions, through his words. This is a group that does not quit. And they clawed early runs across the board through drawing walks, getting hits, and stealing bases. I told him last night we're going to play baseball the way the Cincinnati Reds have been playing baseball lately, and it's been fun to watch. And these kids are fun to watch. So my final comments are Pokey, a tip of the cap to him for leading his teammates today. But this is a group that is 12 strong, and I can't wait for our game tomorrow and games to follow. It's a really fun. I'm honored to coach them. It's a fun group.
Well, Coach, listen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Pokey, and thank you, BC, for coming on and talking with us here on, today it's Loveland Talk Sports, the Loveland Little League 13U All-Stars, as they're going to continue their quest for the state title after a 9-0 win today over Struthers. And just best of luck. They'll play again tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Sunday, July the 9th, and we wish you the best. Thanks again for joining us today, Scott.
Thanks, Chuck. Thank you.